Up next, we have Nick Lindsay. He's going to speak about financial aid.
Like you said, my name is Nick Lindsay. I'm a financial aid counselor here at the University of Texas. Is it? You can hear me? Okay. Never really sure with these things. So everybody likes money, right? He has most of the free money. I've got a little bit of free money. Tend to spread it out between the offices. A lot of loans from my office, though. Your graduate students, you're going to learn a lot about those. Maybe. There we go. All right, so the first and most important thing you have to do for financial aid is apply for financial aid. We don't offer financial aid just for showing up. We have to have an application on file. For graduate students, that generally means you have to have a FAFSA on file. FAFSA is for U.S. citizens or permanent residents. If you do not qualify for a FAFSA, there is a TASFA that you can file, but there is usually not money for graduate students through TASFA. It's just how the money falls usually. TASFA is for Texas residents who do not qualify for FAFSA. So, most important thing every time is file the FAFSA. The worst thing we can do is tell you you don't qualify. Doesn't hurt us, doesn't hurt you to find out if you qualify, right? A lot of the things you're going to find out as a graduate student is asking is 90% of the battle. Worst thing that's going to happen is someone tells you no. These are just some guidelines for applying for FAFSA. If you haven't applied for FAFSA yet and plan on doing it, you're late. Please hurry up and do that so we can get it processed and get your money to you in a timely fashion. It will probably not process in time for bill due date next Friday if you have not filed it yet. If you have filed it and we have not awarded you financial aid, I'll talk to you about what to do for that here shortly. All right, this is where you go to file your FAFSA, fafsa.ed.gov, not .com. Not .org. Both of those are scams and they will charge you to file your FAFSA. Please do not pay to file an application in which the first word is free. That should give it away, right? Free application for federal student aid. Never pay for that. Anyway, if you've been here before, you recognize this. If you've not been here, check it out. Like I said, they're going to be able to tell you whether you qualify or not right off the bat. And once you file, we'll tell you what you qualify for based on that application. All right. Once you have filed, the most important thing you're going to do, both for your classes and for my office, and for Chaff's office as well, is to stay informed. It means you need to check your Patriots email regularly and check your MyUT-Tyler account. When we offer you financial aid, we will send you an email to your Patriots email account. When we change your financial aid, we will send you an email to your Patriots email account. When we disperse your financial aid, we will send you an email to your Patriots email account. When we're missing something from you, it's going to go to your Patriots email account. It's not going to go to your Gmail. It's not going to go to your Yahoo. Now, you can tie those two accounts together if you want to, forward messages from them. That's fine. If you have a question and you've done that, please do not send it from your Gmail or your Yahoo or your AOL, if anyone still uses AOL. About as rare as Yahoo these days. We cannot answer those questions unless they're from your Patriots email account. That's for FERPA reasons. You may or may not have been educated on that earlier today. I'm not sure what order that came in. No. In case you're wondering, FERPA is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, and it prevents us from releasing information to anybody but the student. If it's via email, it has to be through verifiable means. The only verifiable email accepted is Patriots email. It's also why when you call and ask us a question, we ask you for your first and last name, date of birth, and sometimes last four of your social security number. Main thing here though, check both regularly. Button pushing, still not working for me. Thanks. All right, once we have offered you financial aid, you have to accept or decline it. Just because we offered it to you does not mean you're going to get it. You have to say, yes, I do in fact want that money. If it is free money, always take it. There's no harm in taking the free money. If it's loans, think really hard about it. Only take what you need. There is no reason to borrow $20,000 if you do not need $20,000 to go to school. There will be people who do that. There will be people who graduate with their master's degrees with a lot of debt. And generally that can be avoided. Don't put that burden on yourself unless you absolutely have to. This is what it looks like. On the left side, you can see this is what your student center page looks like you're going to go to accept or decline awards. It'll be midway down the center on the left side. I didn't put the rest of the stuff up there because this was off of an employee account, so you would see all the stuff we have access to that you guys don't, just be confusing. Once you go there, you're going to get a page like this. You'll have to do the same thing for your scholarships. You have to choose what you're going to accept and then submit. If you want to decline something, you can choose to decline it. If you want to change the amount, say you are offered $20,000 in student loans, but you only determine that you need $10,000 to cover both semesters. When you push the accept box, a new box will open up where you can change the amount. You can change it to $10,000. We will split that between 2 semesters, and you will get $5,000 in the fall, $5,000 in the spring, minus the origination fee of something like 1.37%. Keep in mind that it's always going to be split also. Unless you're graduating in the spring and the system already knows you're graduating in the spring, it'll be split between fall and spring every time. Aha, I can push buttons again. Okay, so once you've chosen what you're going to accept and or decline, keep in mind when you make that decision, if you decrease the loan amount, you cannot on your own then re-increase that amount. You'll have to get in contact with my office. We have a form for that. You'll have to fill it out and say, yes, I really want that loan money back, and we'll put it back on your account. It'll take between 10 and 15 business days. The reason I bring that up is because there's some people, especially this time of year, who will go in and they'll accept $5,000 because they didn't know it was going to split. And then when they see it split and now they don't have enough money to pay for their classes for fall, they want to make a change, but that change isn't going to go into effect in time to pay that bill. So if you have not already accepted your financial aid, be careful when you're accepting it. If you have made that mistake and are now realizing it, you can come talk to us and we'll fill out the form for you. And we'll also give you instructions what to do for payment in the meantime, because like I said, right now, this time of year, you're looking at 10 business days or so to process because there's so much coming into our office. You can absolutely decrease it. Yeah, you can always decrease all the way down, all the way until you get to 0. Then you're done, obviously. Right. And now the button doesn't work anymore. Oh, there we go. Maybe I'm too far away. Types of financial aid. All right, this is almost as important as the accepting and declining. My office will primarily offer you guys 2 types of financial aid, grants and loans. There's also graduate work study, but that's more of a on the basis of you finding a job deal than it usually is. We're not gonna offer it to you up front like we do a lot of undergraduate students. Grants are the best. It's like a scholarship, except it doesn't require a letter of appreciation. Free money, those are the ones that you should always accept along with the scholarships. We have a whole list of grants that we can give graduate students and what their requirements are. The EdAF grant has a requirement of $4,000 on your EFC, which is the number you get after filing your FAFSA. The Next Step grant, which is new for this year, has a qualification of $5,000. And then the TPEG, or Texas Public Education Grant, has a $6,000 EFC requirement. Each of those varies in value. The Next Step grant is the best one because its value is equal to the cost of your tuition and fees. Not a dollar more, not a dollar less, just right there. So what you owe us for going to class is covered by that grant. The EdAF grant and TPEG grant, those both are usually around $3,000 for the academic year, which is still really good. If you don't get the Next Step grant, you could get those and a scholarship and still be paid for. Loans, almost everyone who is filing a FAFSA will get offered graduate student loans. Graduate student loans can be either unsubsidized loans or graduate plus loan. Unsubsidized loan does not require an application outside of the FAFSA. What you'll do with that is complete a master promissory note and entrance loan counseling on studentloans.gov, and you'll be good to go. The plus loan, however, is credit-based. You will have to file an application. Your application will have to be approved before you can receive that money. Most of you won't have to deal with that unless you've been in school for a long time already and you've used your unsubsidized limit. Doesn't happen too often for most traditional graduate students. It's more something we see in the pharmacy program or people who are pursuing their PhD after having finished a master's degree. Any questions about the loans or the grants? About anything? I'm going really fast. I know you guys are listening to these things all day. You'll know if you receive it. We don't send out notices that students are not being awarded a certain award. So just like if you were to apply for scholarships, you won't receive a notice that you did not receive that scholarship. You'll only receive a notice if you got it. They've already, in large number, been sent. Now, it's being awarded continuously, though. So if we just got your application in this week and you qualified and we had the money in the account, you could have it by next week. But you also won't get it until after you've already been awarded and we can see what you've got. Because if you get enough of other grants that cover everything, then you're not going to get it also. So it's an ongoing process. There is always the chance that you may be awarded it. It's my boss, the director of financial aid, is the one who's awarding them all manually. And he's doing them every week in bunches. So just keep your eye out. But like I said, you will not be notified if you do not get it. So just keep looking. Hopefully you get it because it's a really good thing. Yes. Grants are available for the summer semester. That's a good question. Summer financial aid is a little different. For summer financial aid, the way that works is we just need to see you enrolled in a qualifying number of credit hours, which is 6. And then we will award you out of whatever funds are available or loan funds. This is where students will get plus loans on occasion because there is a limit to how much unsubsidized you can get in an academic year. But you take 6 credit hours over the summer. We will do our best to find money for you, either in the form of loans, but preferably in the form of grants, right? Any other questions before I move on? Oh, okay. There'll be time for other questions too at the end. And the clicker's still not working. Oh, there we go. Just delayed. It doesn't like me. So financial aid website. This is a great place to go to get good information about what's upcoming in the financial aid department. Or if you filed your FAFSA and are required to turn in documentation, or you accepted too little loan money and need to turn in that form, it's all going to be on the website. All right, the landing page here will have some good information about what's going on right now. For instance, the next thing we're going to put up there is in October, we have a FAFSA filing night. You want to come up here and eat free food, and we'll tell you about financial aid for the next academic year, and we will help you get your FAFSA started early and ready to go. Last year, we gave out some free scholarships, random drawing to people who showed up. It's worth it mostly for the free food and the chance at the scholarships, but FAFSA help is always a good thing too. If you are having issues filing your FAFSA, we have a nice video series on here that you can watch. It goes through the FAFSA and answers every single question and shows you where to answer them from. Just useful information in general. The forms library, if we ever request anything from you, it'll be on the forms library, unless it is a very special form. If it is a very special form, we would have sent it to you with the email. Any questions about the website? Everybody knows how these things work these days, right? All right. Maybe. That's basically what I just went over. Satisfactory academic progress. I was asked to cover this in detail for you guys. Anybody out there familiar with what satisfactory academic progress is? No, good. I hope you never have to hear about it again. Satisfactory academic progress is the requirement to continue receiving federal financial aid that you make satisfactory academic progress towards your degree. For a graduate student, that means you need to maintain a 3.0 GPA, complete 66.67% of the courses you take, and complete your degree in a timely fashion. We're going to calculate that at the end of every spring semester. So if you have a rough time this fall, you can make that up in the spring and get it back in line. However, at the end of the spring semester, if you are below a 2.0 GPA, not only will you be on probation academically, you will also be suspended from receiving financial aid. If that happens to you, you can file an appeal, document whatever extenuating circumstances led to that happening, because we all know you're good graduate students and you're not going to get below a 2.0 GPA, right? Explain to us what happened, and then we'll review your circumstances. If they are truly extenuating, we will continue to award you financial aid on a probationary basis. What that means is you're going to have to turn in a degree plan showing everything you're doing is moving you towards completion, and that everything you're doing is approved by an academic advisor. But none of you will ever have to do that, will you? Right? You're not gonna have to come sit down with me and file one of those appeals. All right, okay. You guys are looking tired. One more thing, Dr. Geiger talking about course load. To receive financial aid, you have to be enrolled in 6 credit hours. For financial aid, for graduate students, 9 credit hours is full-time, 6 is half-time. There is no part-time enrollment for a graduate student for financial aid. If you drop below 6 credit hours a term and you have student loans, you will go back into repayment for those student loans. Keep that in mind. If you owe money for student loans and you do that, you need to contact your lender and explain to them the situation. Usually they'll work with you to make sure you don't have to pay during that time frame. Because if you do end up having to pay and you miss that bill one time, they're going to put you in default. If you miss your bill by even 2 days, they will put you into default, and then you won't be eligible for financial aid anyway until you've made a certain number of qualifying payments with them. So if you're going to do something like that, be sure to call your lender, get in contact with them. If you don't know who your lender is, our office can help you find them. There's also this really great resource the federal government provides, NSLDS.gov. It's National Student Loan Data Service, and they will list every loan you've ever taken and who you took it out from and give you contact information there. Generally, if you come to us for that information, that's where we're going to go to get it, and we're just going to print your information off and give it to you. Anyway, if you do come to that situation, come to us for help, and we'll let you know who to contact. Hey, look, there's all that information. All right, skipping around. All right, recap, apply, check your My UT Tyler account, check your Patriots email, turn in all documentation we request from you, and complete entrance loan counseling, explore the website, and contact us if you need help, clarification, or just in general worried about anything. We're here to help. Don't contact us if you're worried about your bill, though. That's the next office. Yeah, we don't have any control over your bills. We just help you pay them. Do we have any questions? Okay, so for you guys, we start applying grants, loans, scholarships, all of that this Friday. They begin being applied this Friday. They will continue to be applied all semester. If you already have financial aid on your account, you've already accepted it, you've already done everything you know to do, then your financial aid will be applied in the next 5 business days or so following Friday. Right. Keep an eye on that. We'll send you an email when we disperse it too. All right, Anita, yes. The next office will talk to you about refunds and such. All I can do is give you money. I can't control what happens to it after that. Yes. That's a good idea if you want that money. It hasn't. You should come by the Enrollment Services Center and talk to us. If you can get that email up, we can find out what that was from and where it was going, and maybe we can find that money for you. We have another question? Anybody? Nope. All right.